Hey, what is up, guys? I am Todd Blackman, your Essential Drummer, and today we are talking about a cymbal bag. That's right, the V bag or the Gruv bag and all that. But I like to call it the V bag because one, it's got a big, massive V on the front of the bag, so we're going to call it a V bag. So let's get started with this product review. So this is a really nice bag. So just from the outside look of this bag, it just looks amazing. You know, that it looks really professional, and the quality of this bag has been really nice. And I'll tell you, I've had this bag for a year now, and I don't have any regrets with this. It's super, super nice and super convenient. So let's actually get into the features. So first off, outside is really nice. It looks really professional. Nice and black, has some grays. And let's talk about the handle real quick. The handle on the top of this bag is really nice, and it's really smooth on the hands. So let's kind of do like a quick situation. So if you were to grab this bag versus another cymbal bag, like I'm not going to name names or anything, but something that has fabric. When you hold on to a fabric cymbal bag, you are creating friction on the hand. So when you create that friction, you're not going to have a good time and all that. It's going to hurt whenever you're about to kind of set up your drums and tear down your drums. So we got a double whammy here. So whenever you use this bag right here, this bag, you are not going to have any of that as a problem because this thing is smooth. This thing is like kind of a gel and all that. So whenever you grab onto it, it's like a cool feeling. And you don't have any pain before or after a gig, which is super nice because I don't want to be in pain before a gig. I don't want to be in pain after a gig. I want to have fun, you know. So this bag creates fun, in my opinion. So the other thing that this thing has is a locking feature. So if you don't trust the place that you're playing at, let's be honest, there's some venues that are just very sketchy. Sometimes they don't pay us. And then we got to do what we got to do. And the locking system is really nice to have. So that way, when you're on a gig and someone tries to steal your cymbals, it's locked. No one can take it. You know. Now, speaking about that little security system type of thing, there's also a GPS tracking device on all of these bags. So when you're traveling, sometimes your luggage gets lost. So you can have a GPS thing activated on this, but I think you have to pay a monthly thing. I'm not too sure, but it's really cool that it has a GPS tracker on this thing. So that way, if you lose your cymbals, and trust me, if you get to higher professional stuff, you have to have very good quality cymbals. And I use Constantinople cymbals, and I don't want those to be stolen because there's like $500 for each cymbal, which is insane and all. So, but I like to make sure my cymbals are safe. Now, another thing is the cymbal strap. I love this strap. It's really nice on the shoulders because, again, fabric creates friction. So if you have like a very rugged, cheap fabric on a cymbal bag, it's going to create that friction, and you never know. Like sometimes my shoulder kind of gets like these bruises and these marks because I bruise easily for some reason, and for that, it's like I'm in pain sometimes and all that. Not really pain, but kind of like burns and all that. So I kind of have a little bit of burns from the fabric that I use from like some other cymbal bags. So it's not worth it. So I really like this because it has a really nice strap, and I could go anywhere for this or anywhere with this. So this is the outside and all that. Oh, there's one more thing. So on the outside of this, you also have a really cool dolly system. And this system is really cool for like if you want to make one trip. That's right. If you want to make one trip from your car going into the venue, you could definitely do that with this system. So that way you don't have to backtrack, and then there might be a chance someone might have stole your stuff before the gig or even after the gig. You could just take one trip. You see everything. It's all in the car, or you see everything. It's out of the car. It's on the stage, and you don't have to worry about anything at all. So I really love this, and all their Gruv bags kind of do this for all their drums. So that way you can stack everything and make it one trip. So that way you could be a one-trick pony. So let's talk about the inside. So on the inside, you have about like 5 different bag slots. And so let's talk about each one. So the first one is a 22-inch bag slot. And this one, you could put all your ride cymbals in here. And I've put some China cymbals in here too, and it fits. You just gotta be strategic. Now, they also have some paddings in here, so that way you could kind of sort everything and make sure the metals, each metal doesn't create friction or kind of scratch. You know, so I like that little padding thing that's inside, so that way you can separate it, the dividers. But also, you got another one. So you got a crash cymbal little slot. So with this crash cymbal slot, you can put, of course, all your crash cymbals. Now, I don't sound like a Looney Tunes character, right? Yip. So with that middle slot, I don't typically use this one that much because I use a lot of ride cymbals, and really that's the only thing I want to use is ride cymbals, because I love the texture of ride cymbals, and really I think ride cymbals are the ultimate crash cymbal, but also China's are the ultimate crash cymbal, or ride cymbal too, because rides and crashes are interchangeable and all that. So I really like using rides more. So if I do want to use a crash, I have the option, but most of the time with my gigs, I don't typically use a crash, not that often. It's only in rare situations. Now, we also got a hi-hat slot and all that. So, and of course you could put more than one pair of hi-hats in there, but the more cymbals you get, the heavier it gets, and I don't think you want to have a lot of baggage. Yeah, I said that. So you gotta have a hi-hat slot. Now also got other two compartments. So there's one more, which is for your splash cymbals or very specialty cymbals and all. So you could fit that all in there. And then you got another little slot, which I don't really put a lot of stuff in there. You could put in-ear monitors in there. You could put like, I don't know, earplugs just in case. But mostly I keep the wheels there. Yes, it comes with wheels and all that. So that way, if you want to kind of roll this thing out, you definitely can and all that. Autobots, roll out and all that. Or Decepticons, roll out. Anyway, so that's kind of the cool thing about this. Now, there's one thing in here that's, it's one of my pet peeves. Pet peeves. It's one of my pet peeves. And I think it's cool, but also I think there's a downside and all that. So you have some of these like little orange slits. And so these orange slits are perfect for if you want to hold your stick bag open and then the cymbals go bloop. I think that's cool. However, if you are an acoustic drum set player, if your drumsticks are very chipped and all that, you might tear the fabric. That is my only thing about that little slot design, is that you have to put your drumsticks in there. So you put your drumsticks in there and they have like a lot of chip and wear on it, you might tear up the fabric and all that. So that's why I don't care much for that design. However, I think it's genius. So I would rather use like maybe metal pipes or something like that, or like maybe a different system to use. However, I love this bag, you know. So that's my only thing about this bag that I'm like, not too much, but really, I don't use that feature at all. So I think that might be pretty much it for this bag, because I mean, there's not a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of features on this bag that you don't typically think about. Like, these are things we've never asked for, but we're glad that we didn't ask for them and all. So if that makes sense. So I'm really glad that we actually have this type of bag. And if you like everything that I've said, go to the link below and all that. I got a link to this product. You can buy it and let me know what y'all think and see if you recommend this to your musician friends or musicians. And all. So I'm Todd Blackman, your Essential Drummer, and I will see you in the next video.